You've lived a good life. You've worked hard, provided for others, done your best. So why does it feel like the people around you have started pulling away? If you've ever felt invisible, misunderstood, or even resented in your own home, you're not alone. And it's not your fault, my friend. I want you to know something right now. What you're feeling is real. The distance, the silence, the sense that somehow you've become a burden or an inconvenience to the very people you spent your life caring for. But here's the truth. This isn't about you being difficult or angry or out of touch. It's about something deeper. Something most people never talk about. Today, I want to walk with you through 6 reasons why people may seem to turn away as we get older, and more importantly, I want to help you understand that you still matter. You still have worth. And there are ways to heal these quiet wounds. Let me tell you about a man named Robert. He was 68, a retired engineer, sharp as ever. But his daughter stopped visiting as often. When she did come by, conversations felt stiff, rushed. Robert couldn't understand it. He hadn't changed. But here's what was happening. Every time she looked at him, she saw time passing. She saw her own future. And it scared her. People don't hate you, they hate what you represent. Aging, decline, the inevitable. And instead of facing that fear, they distance themselves. Their discomfort is not your failing. You don't need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable with the passage of time. You are not a warning sign. You are a human being who has earned every gray hair and every year. I knew a man named Frank, proud, traditional, set in his ways. His grandchildren would try to show him their phones, their music, their world, and he'd wave it off. Not for me, he'd say. Over time, they stopped trying. And Frank felt abandoned. Here's the truth. The world moves fast now. Faster than it did when we were young. And when we stop trying to understand it even a little, we create a gap. Not because we're wrong, but because we've stopped meeting them halfway. You don't have to become someone you're not. But staying curious, asking one question, learning one new thing bridges that gap. It says, I still care about your world, even if it's different from mine. This one's hard, but it matters. Maybe decades ago you were absent, or angry, or emotionally distant. You were doing your best working long hours, dealing with your own pain, but your kids or your spouse felt it. And now, even though you've softened, even though you've changed, they still see the ghost of who you were. A man named Edward told me once, I apologized years ago. Why can't they let it go? Because pain has a long memory, my friend. Healing takes time. And sometimes it takes more than one apology. It takes consistent presence, patience, showing them, not just telling them that you're different now. And if they're not ready, that's their journey. You can still find peace in knowing you tried. For 40, 50 years, you solved problems. You fixed things. You gave advice. That was your role. Your value. But now, when you offer solutions, they shut down. They roll their eyes. They say, I didn't ask for your opinion. And it hurts. Here's what's happening. They don't need you to fix them anymore. They need you to hear them, to sit with them, to just be there. Love sometimes means closing your mouth and opening your heart. It means saying less and listening more. It means trusting that they'll figure it out and being proud of them for trying. Loss becomes more frequent as we age. Friends, spouses, health, independence, identity, and grief makes people uncomfortable, especially when it's constant. When it's heavy. I once spoke with a widower named Alan. His son would visit, but within minutes, he'd change the subject whenever Alan mentioned his late wife. He just can't handle it, Alan said quietly. People avoid grief because they don't know what to do with it. They want to fix it. And when they can't, they retreat. Your grief is valid. You don't need to hide it to make others comfortable. But you may need to find others who can hold it, a friend, a group, a counselor. People who understand that grief isn't a problem to solve. It's love that has nowhere to go. When a man retires, when his role as provider ends, something inside can go quiet. You may feel like you no longer contribute, like you're just taking up space. And when you feel that way, others start to sense it too. Not because they think less of you, but because you've stopped lighting up. You stopped engaging. A man named George told me. I used to be the guy everyone called. Now, my phone doesn't ring. Purpose doesn't end at 65, it just changes form. It might not be a career anymore, but it could be mentoring a young man, volunteering, writing your story, teaching a skill, building something with your hands. You still have something to give. The world still needs your experience, your patience, your perspective. My friend, I need you to hear this. You are not too old. You are not a burden. You are not invisible. Yes, relationships change. Yes, people pull away. Yes, it hurts, but that does not mean your life is over. It does not mean you failed. You lived in a different time. You carried weight most people today will never understand. You sacrificed in ways no one acknowledges anymore. And even if you made mistakes, and we all did, you are still worthy of love, of respect, of connection. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to grieve what was. But please, don't let that loneliness convince you that you don't matter, because you do. You still have wisdom to share, stories to tell, love to give. And if the people closest to you can't see it right now, that's their loss, not your ending. So what can you do starting today? First, reach out even when it feels hard. Send a text. Make a call. Don't wait for them to come to you. Sometimes they're waiting. Second, ask questions instead of giving advice. How are you really doing? Can open doors that lectures never will. Third, find one new thing to care about. A hobby, a cause, a project. Something that makes you feel alive again. Fourth, forgive yourself. For the mistakes, the absences, the words you wish you could take back. You did your best with what you had. And fifth, seek connection outside your family. A men's group, a volunteer role, a coffee shop regular. Sometimes the deepest friendships happen late in life. You don't need to change who you are, but you can take small steps toward connection, purpose, and peace. My friend, the world may have changed around you. People may have pulled away, but your value has not diminished. You've lived. You've loved. You've endured, and that makes you stronger than you know. Thank you for watching. And remember, you are not alone in this.